And here we are back again on the set, and with me I have Beth Ann Smith, and she's with the United Way of the Greater Capital Region. She kind of works with the Cash Coalition, kind of.
Kind of.
You do.
I do.
And I have my cash thing here. I like that. I like the dollar sign in there. That's really kind of clever. And with her, she's brought from the Circles of Mercy, Richard Zazycki. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah.
And we're going to be talking about taxes. So we're going to let you start in.
Well, actually, we wanted to start today with a little bit about our coalition. We wanted to go over our vision and our mission just so that everybody has an idea. We work in 5 counties, and we try and help everybody, the families, become financially stable. So our vision is bringing together partners and resources to benefit individuals' economic empowerment and strengthen our communities. And we do that through our mission to help families and individuals increase their self-sufficiency. I got to find better words.
No, that's good.
And the partners provide access to community resources, with free income tax preparation being one of those, financial education, and asset building activities. And the way we do that is we have this very large structure where we're trying to help the families, and you can see around the individual in the center, we have all these different types of partners. And I'd like Richard, if he doesn't mind, to talk a little bit more about our different partners.
And he's one of the partners.
He is.
And I'm so happy and proud to be in.
Well, good.
The organization does a wonderful job, and it's made possible through the partners, the collaboration of the various organizations. We have obviously the IRS. Joanne Passano has been on previously. So I thought I'd never say anything good about the IRS, but they do a wonderful job.
They do.
They take care of the software.
Depends what department, maybe.
Exactly, and what's going on. But they take care of the software. They provide the training for the volunteers. Each of the volunteers take certification exams. So IRS plays a big role. We have New York State Tax and Finance involved, many of the financial institutions in and around the capital region. Circles serves as the lead nonprofit organization.
They're a nonprofit organization,
and then we have many other nonprofits that are involved. And then there's a nonprofit that's identified in each of the 5 counties that has that leadership role within the county. And then collectively we come together to form the coalition. There's also a large partnership played by United Way. They do a tremendous amount of funding for the coalition and also act as our fiduciary for, currently we have a grant from the IRS to be able to continue the work of the coalition.
And it's what you're doing is really important. I think not only the tax preparation, which of course is paramount at this time of year, but it's also trying to get people to think about their financial stability and security.
Yes, definitely. Right, so the big piece that we do is this free income tax preparation part, and that really is driven by volunteers. There's no paid people that prepare taxes. All of our volunteers are IRS certified. Everyone has to take a test, and we have multiple different positions. The one with the easiest test to take is the greeter.
And I could do that.
Yeah, that's what I do too. That's the easy part.
And then the next one up is a cash advisor or community connector. We have someone that helps with the intake forms that have to be filled out, and then hopefully if they need some assistance, we're able to give them the information so that they can take the next step. And then after that comes the volunteer tax preparers, where they have to prepare themselves, and it takes sometimes over 10 hours to be able to do the preparation. And then after the tax preparers, we have quality reviewers, because every single tax return that gets done is reviewed by another set of eyes before it ever gets sent to the IRS.
That's really great, yeah.
And then we have someone that's in charge of all those people at each site, and that's the site coordinator. So there's a bunch of different levels that people have to be prepared to take on.
Well, and it's interesting that about 5 or 6 years ago, it was a while back, a friend of mine went through the process because he thought he'd have his taxes done there just to kind of test it out. And it was a very, very smooth process.
Right. Well, we're very proud to say that our accuracy rate is at 96%. And what's very interesting to note is that VITA is like the third largest tax preparer within the state, within the nation, really.
VITA is volunteer
Income tax assistance. It's
right.
the free tax preparation program.
Yeah, and it's throughout the country.
Yes, it is.
But basically, if you're interested here, and they have a number of sites, you could go to the website. Which website would they go to?
You can go to the website. Actually, we've got the phone numbers because a lot of people just use the phone nowadays. 211 will help you find a site near you, and if you're in Schenectady County, most of the sites in Schenectady County, you can actually make your appointment right there on the phone, which is a wonderful service, so you don't have to make another phone call. Or you can call the IRS at 1-888-906-9887, and they will help you find a
And of course,
site
the
near
show
you.
is on throughout the Capital Region,
Right.
so wherever you are in the Capital Region, you can find a site that you'll be able to get your taxes done. And make sure that you've got all your papers with you.
Yes. And new this year, if you want to prepare your taxes at home by yourself, you can actually do that at www.myfreetaxes.com/NY-CAP-region. And the nice thing about that is that there's a phone number that people can call if they need some assistance. And that's for anyone that makes under $57,000, and it's free state and federal.
That's really great.
It
Because
is.
sometimes they do charge for some of those.
Well, and what's really interesting is over half of New Yorkers, they make less than $50,000. So that's a lot of us.
A lot of us that can get their taxes done for free. And I understand that you can have a few complex things in it, but not a lot. Is that correct?
Yes, we can't do a lot. We can do some self-employed income up to $5,000 worth of expenses. We cannot do rental income. We can do home mortgage interest, though, and we can do the
Educational credit.
educational credit, which is people can't file for the educational credit this year until February 15th. Mid-February. The IRS hasn't actually come up with a date yet. But education credit, the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, of course. We can do charitable deductions, some itemized deductions.
So there's a lot that they can do.
There's a lot that we can do.
And I'm sure if they can't do it, they're going to let you know
Yes.
where to go.
Yes, definitely.
So we've got and how long is this program? I mean, up through April 14th?
Through April 15th, actually, at the last day of the season, we get a group of volunteers together. We head all over to Catholic Charities and we do taxes all day. It's kind of a geek party, I'm afraid, but we have a good time.
That's really great, though, to know that you can get your taxes done for free. Circles of Mercy, and you've been working on this a long time, Richard.
The organization's been involved with the tax program from the early days in 2005, 2006. Just our little site alone in Rensselaer, last year we did over 550 returns.
Wow.
And got back combined refunds and tax credits of $750,000.
And that money goes back into our community?
Goes right back into the
Right.
community. The clients pay their bills. They buy the food that they need, pay the rent, utilities. So it's a huge economic engine. Regionally, last year was over $17 million.
Wow.
That came back to this region.
Now, did they get that in the form of a credit card? Did they get that?
Well, there's two ways that they can get it. They can still get the check mailed to them. They can get a direct deposit into a savings or checking account. And then new last year, which will be carried on again this year for the state return, would be a debit card.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's only a matter of time before the federal government does the same thing for the returns.
Right. Yeah, I usually have it deposited in my directly into my
direct
credit.
deposit.
Right. But for families that don't have a checking or savings account, the New York State direct debit, that allows them access to be able to pay their bills. They can go to Walmart and just slide the card to pay for food, groceries,
Okay.
whatever they happen to need. And it's nice, the fees are really low on that card, so
Okay.
the state has worked really hard to...
Well, the best thing is just to get it deposited into your checking account.
Definitely, yes.
You don't lose
That's
any
the
money
easiest
that
and
way.
fastest.
It's the fastest way to get
Fastest.
your refund, actually.
Yeah, and I was surprised how fast it does come.
Yes.
So, when can they file? Because there was it wasn't open for filing for a while there.
January 30th was the first day of filing,
Okay.
and the IRS is working diligently. New York State was having a few issues, but it now looks like they're also up and running. So thankfully, everything seems to be working smoothly. Knock on wood.
It's been very busy.
Knock on wood, right?
Yeah, it's been very busy at Circles. The phone is just rung off the hook, and we've had all of our appointments booked, and that's the general feedback I'm getting from most of the other sites.
That's really great.
yeah.
And you guys are doing a wonderful job, and it's always good to have you both on the show.
It's a pleasure.
To talk about what a great program they have, the Cash Coalition. And remember, that number is 211. That's your United Way number that you can call for really any issues that you have, not just taxes, but
Right.
with food or heat or whatever.
Any social service.
They don't take care of it, but they tell you where you can get some
Yes,
help.
they'll give you referrals and the information to call so that you can start moving forward.
Is that number good all over the United States?
It is good over almost all of the United States. I know down in New York City it's 311,
Okay.
but here in this area it's 211, and
Okay.
it is quite, it's throughout
It's
the
a
nation
really a
mostly.
great,
It is.
great
It's
to have that
wonderful.
number. Just remember it, 211. You need some help, give them a call, and they'll tell you where to get your help. They won't come over to your house and take care of your plumbing or anything,
No.
but they'll tell you where to go.
No, they won't.
Thank you both for being here. It's
Pleasure.
always
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to have you here.